Good day everybody and welcome to another Dystheria Plays. Today it's Dystheria Plays Kerbal Space Program, and my good friend Falken is going to try and teach me how to be an astronaut. Say hello, Falken.
Howdy.
There we go. There he is. Okay, so we've set up and we're going to play career mode. Yes, player name displays. Just got it set to the normal difficulty options. Let's do this, see what happens. Different from the usual violence that my viewers have seen before on Dystheria Plays. So, come on, Falken, guide me. What am I doing?
Well, basically, what you've got here is the space center, and you've got quite a few buildings. The biggest building, of course, will be the vehicle assembly building. That's where you build your rockets. To the right of that, you've got the tracking station. That's where you can, see what you've got in orbit, or even just have a look at the planets. Directly above that would be the launch pad, which you're not really going to be clicking on that because you'll be, going through the vehicle assembly building and then launching from there. Below the vehicle assembly building, the cluster of buildings just down there, that is the research and development department. That is where you'll be able to research for rocket parts and continue your way along. Just north of that kind of crescent moon-shaped building, that is the astronaut complex. That's where you will hire your astronauts. To
Space
the left of
monkeys.
That is,
sorry.
pretty much. That building to the left of the swimming pool, that is the administration building, and from there you'll be able to, say, take a chunk of your income, put it into science, or you can even, I think what you can do is you can take some of your reputation away and get like cheaper rocket parts, but at a cost of reputation over time, which, I don't really touch that myself. And then the hangar, you make planes from there.
Okay. Oh, yep, I've accidentally clicked on something. Spaceplane hangar. The spaceplane hangar allows construction of spacecraft designed to be launched from the runway. Cool.
Yeah.
I will probably not be doing that, a bit more advanced than I'm capable of. And then obviously we have the tiny mission control building.
Oh yeah, completely forgot about that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was hidden earlier because I had it turned like that and we can see behind the assembly building. Me playing with things. Right, so, mission control. Because it's career, we have things for me to try and do. So I have to launch a vessel and I have to try and set an altitude record.
Mm-hmm. Now, I would just take all of those contracts straight away because none of them will ever actually expire. So if you get lucky and actually get to orbit on your first launch, then hey, job's a good one.
Awesome. Okay. I doubt we're going to get to orbit because I am at the helm here. And we've got stuff to do. I mean, research and development will allow us to get more stuff, as we know. And because we're starting from the bare bones of next to nothing, we have like a very limited set of tools to work with. So I'm just going to go ahead and build us. Actually, I might have one saved.
No, you don't.
Because it's a brand new career. Just so my viewers are aware, I played this previously a long time ago when it was in like pre-alpha, and this is the first real time of me trying to play it since. So I kind of know what I think I know what I'm doing, but it's going to turn out that I have no idea what I'm doing. As we're going to see. I think I'm just going to cheat and make a weenie ship. That's what we'll have. We'll have the KSP Weenie Mark 1. I'll do this. And I want to add a stage, don't I? Otherwise it'll deploy the ship.
Yeah, because you'll activate your parachute at the same time. And of course with the background I've got with Kerbal, I've been playing the game since it was first publicly available, which was all the way back in 2011. So
you never really stopped.
I've done most of everything.
Yeah, you never really stopped, whereas I picked it up for a little while and put it away, and it's been in my library for a long time, but I've just this is me learning how to fly now, technically, because so much has changed since I first picked it up. So I have no decouplers at all. I have modular girder segments.
Those are useful for like when you're building space stations and satellites. Not so much right now, though.
Yeah, not going to help me just now.
You want that, just stick one of those on the pod somewhere.
Anywhere's
fine, because
will it not throw me off? No, won't mess up.
They're actually massless, so they're not going to throw you off, and they're not going to snap or anything under pressure when they are stowed away like that. When you extend them, they can snap off, though.
Right. Okay. So don't extend it unless I'm in a comfortable scenario where I'm not traveling at ridiculous speeds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Actually, I kind of forget though, because I think that's the case, because it's in FAR, the aerospace mod that I used. That happens quite often, but I'm pretty sure from when I used to play with the stock aerodynamics that would happen as well. So better just play it safe.
Okie dokie. We'll just leave it there then.
Yeah.
Where it's planted, and I'm gonna save the KSP Weenie Mark 1, and let's go to the launch pad. I didn't bother choosing a astronaut because I'm happy with Jebediah Kerman. Jebediah is best astronaut.
By the way, if you hit caps lock, you see how your pitch, roll, and yaw has turned from red to blue down the bottom left.
I see that. I see it changes from red to blue.
The blue is fine control.
Ah.
So you will, not lose control quite as quickly, but your inputs are dampened. So if you're in a situation where you need to move straight away, then it'll be detrimental. But in a situation where you've got a really squirrely, high thruster-weight ratio ship like you've got right now, it could be quite a good idea. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just right-click on the pod. And just put a crew report out. And notice how you've got keep data and you've got transmit data. Yeah. Now, if you just transmit the data, watch what happens.
Starting transmission. Uploading.
Yeah.
5 data received.
Something else to check. You see up in the top right, you've got the, looks like a fuel can.
Yes.
Look at that. Your electric charge has been reduced and it's not charging. That's because you haven't got any kind of power generation, such as a solar panel or an RTG. Now, it isn't the biggest problem in the world to start off with, because with liquid fuel engines, not this one, what will happen is that the engines have got an alternator built into them, so you will actually get engine charge. The engine will charge up the batteries for you. But in a situation where you've got a solid rocket engine, there isn't any kind of alternator system in there, because it is essentially a gigantic can of boom.
Yeah, a giant block of rocket fuel with no engine.
If I remember rightly, it's basically aluminium that burns.
It's a firework, is what we're saying. A special firework. Okay, right, I'm just going to ask quickly, what are the inputs again for control? Is it, because this is how much I don't remember of the game.
Right. Well, for pitch, you've got W and S.
Yeah.
That's for pitch forward and pitch back, and A and D will pitch yourself left and right respectively. Q and E will roll you left and right.
Okay.
Shift and control will throttle yourself up and down. Something else that's you can do is X will put you to full throttle. If you press that now, you'll see your throttle go to max.
Let's fly then.
Sorry, X is X is MECO, main engine cutoff. Z is go at throttle up.
Ah, there we go.
Now, that will have no bearing on you for a solid rocket motor, because a solid rocket motor, literally, you turn it on and then it won't turn off until it's expended its propellant.
Yeah.
So that could be at minimum throttle and it will still fire away. So also something else, if you press T, you will notice that there's a little thing, SAS, that's for stability control. That will basically stop you from, like if you're going straight up and you kind of slightly pitch over with it off, you'll continue to pitch over until you hit the ground. If you've got the SAS on, you'll pitch over a bit, but then the gyroscopes in the command pod will just kind of keep you at that level and you'll keep flying in that direction. So you might want to keep that on. Something else that's quite useful is if you press R, you'll activate the reaction control thrusters. Now, you haven't got any on the ship right now, but when you're in space, that will allow you to turn more efficiently and also in the situation where you might want to be rendezvousing or docking with something. That's how you translate, forward, back, up, down, left, and right.
Yeah.
Without having to use your main engine. So I think we may as well just hit spacebar and go for the best.
Okie dokie. Launching in 1. There we go.
That's the worst countdown I've ever heard.
It's the best countdown. Fly, little Jebediah Kerman, fly. Look at how happy he is.
He's always happy. Oh no!
Oh, that's the wrong button, isn't it?
You've killed Jebediah 6 seconds into the first launch.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit EVA. I meant to hit the other one.
At least he's happy.
Jebediah is the bravest little Kerbal on the planet. Or technically not on the planet, because he's at 3,000 meters and falling. Let's get an EVA report now. This'll do. Yeah, keep that data. He doesn't seem to be too bothered, you know? I did not mean to hit that button. Genuinely, yeah. Genuinely did not mean to do that.
It's
mistake on my part. We salute you.
Oh, what the hell?
There we go. Oh, there we go.
What the hell? He survived it.
Oh, I'm not too sure he did survive that. It's all gone dark.
I think you might have summoned the Kraken.
Oh dear.
You've broke the game.
I've broken the game.
Let's revert flight. Just revert flight. Let's start again.
Pretend it never happened. Pretend I didn't do that. Revert to launch.
I have never seen that before.
Oh, Jebediah doesn't look happy and it's all dark.
Okay,
let's go back to the vehicle assembly. That will reload. There we go. Okay. Okay, I clearly. Oh dear, I've summoned something horrible. I think Cthulhu has awakened and taken over the planet. We will.
You might have.
We'll be right back after I fix whatever horrible thing I've done.
Yeah.
Hello, we're back.
Hi.
Yeah. As my good friend Falken has pointed out, I managed to unleash the Kraken somehow. But we fixed it by controlling time like wizards. And so
I don't know if this is a sign of things to come, that in the very first mission that you've done, not only did you narrowly avoid murdering Jebediah, but you summoned a almost game-breaking bug. So kudos to you on that one. So yeah, just do the right-click on the pod, get a crew report, and transmit it as before.
Crew report, transmit.
Yep.
There we go. And now, wait for that to go back in. There we go. And I'm just going to push spacebar. And this time, I'm not going to hit the EVA button.
No, I'm not going to hit that. That should have a big no next to it.
Yeah.
Right, press T again for SAS and press spacebar. Curiously enough, during the Apollo 13 mission, when they were on their way back to Earth with the crew service module and command pod still connected to the lander, because they had oxygen deprivation issues, the guy who was still in the Apollo command module, he actually got a little piece of paper and wrote no on it, and then stuck it over the separation button for the lander and the command module, because he was that kind of dazed with his oxygen deprivation. He was just like, if I press that button, I'm going to kill the two guys in the lander module. So he had to remind himself of a piece of paper.
I don't really have the excuse of severe oxygen deprivation. I'm just a special child. So we'll give it a proper countdown this time. We'll count down from 3. So do you want to count us in, Tom?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to go from 10.
Okay, we're going from 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
There we go.
And there we go.
We're flying, and
so, right click on the pod this time, not on Jebediah's face, and then you'll be able to do another crew report.
Let us get a crew report.
You may as well see if you can transmit it once again.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Might eat up. Oh, not enough electric charge.
Oh well, we tried, but you did get a little bit of science out, so we're going to keep going and keep going. You're not going to be able to get that far up with that, but you've at least broken two of the records. You've got the 5,000 meters, and you've also got to launch a new vessel.
That's good. We've met some goals.
Yeah.
Now we just have to watch and wait for us to slow down.
Yeah, pretty much. Because if you activate the parachute when you're still going up, what will sometimes happen is when your velocity kind of zeroes out before you start to fall, the parachute just disappears, which is generally not a good thing.
Ah.
There is actually something you can do if you're going slowly enough. You can actually climb. Like if you've deployed a chute and it's kind of gone away from you, you can climb out of the pod, right click on it when on EVA, and repack the chute so it can be reused again. I wouldn't try that though.
Yeah, we'll not do it just now.
We've tempted fate once already.
It obviously won't work for me. So, what height are we thinking? What altitude are we thinking for me deploying the chute?
The parachutes in the stock module, they only deploy relatively low to the ground properly, and they do it quite sharply. So, if you were to activate it right now, it would kind of go out in a kind of semi-idle state, and then it'll unfurl at like 500 meters, if I recall rightly.
So there's not much point in doing it until we're somewhere near 500 meters. So we'll just allow.
I don't think that in a space program you should be adopting the high altitude, low opening method of the military.
So what are we saying? 4,000 meters, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in you doing it now, because all it's going to do is kind of. If you look up at the parachute, it's going to orient you in the right direction, and it's kind of, it's in a kind of a drogue state right now.
Yeah, it's not really fully opened.
Yeah.
Jebediah is loving this.
Thing is, though, with the stock atmosphere, anywhere below, like I think about 5,000 meters, it's like a soup. It is such a thick atmosphere. So you'll notice that your terminal velocity is just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, even without any kind of major assistance from the parachute.
Yeah, it's plummeting good style. We are coming in to land very close to the... Oh,
and look at that. I mean, like, those G-forces there, his eyeballs would have popped out of his head.
Well, they're kind of already out of his head, because he's a Kerbal. But yes, they would very much be splattered on his camera.
Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend pointed out to me that Kerbals don't blink.
They don't have eyelids.
Yeah, they don't have eyelids, so she's kind of, giving me the impression that they lick their own eyeballs.
I'm of the opinion that the minions from Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2 are based off of Kerbals.
I think that's possible, but I think that... When did Despicable Me come out? Because this game kind of came out in 2011.
Yeah, I have no idea when Despicable Me came out. I'm just, I like coming up with ridiculous theories.
They are remarkably similar. And when you see the... Because I actually watched the first Despicable Me again recently, and the rocket that they make to go to the moon, it is very Kerbal-like, because it is just cobbled together from just shit they found lying by the side of the road.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to push the button now. There we go.
Yeah, I think you're at safe altitude to get out now.
We are good to wander around. Let's go for a walk. Yeah. Check this out.
You're actually able to get EVA and soil samples from like a lot of the areas in the Space Center. Like you can get one from the launch pad, you can get one from the KSC, you can get one from the runway itself, which is quite cool.
Just gonna put a flag up. That's what we do. Oh, caps is on.
Yeah, that's one thing with the. That's one thing with the caps lock changing between normal and reduced input mode is that you'll tab out from the game and then you'll start typing with something else and caps lock's on. You're like, oh, for Christ's sake. So yeah, I think you're all good. So you get back in the pod now if you want, because you'll then be able to...
we're just gonna fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jebediah is not the best athlete. We're gonna get back in the pod eventually.
It's not really his fault because I mean, like, look at the size of his legs and the apparent weight of his head over his shoulders.
I'm not even sure he has hands inside those gloves. Look at the way they flop around when he runs. It's like the sleeves are way too long for the little guy. Let's. Oh, it's empty.
They have got ridiculously long arms in relation to their legs, though. But they need to because I mean, how else are they going to reach the controls?
True. How else would they reach the controls? Okay, so we're recovering the vessel, yes?
Yeah. It's actually something else that's quite amusing is in the Soyuz TMA capsules they used to fly to the International Space Station, the control panel's too far away for the astronauts to use whilst they're on the ascent, so they've got a stick. Literally a stick to press buttons with.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned stick.
Yeah, Professor Farnsworth would call it the fin longer.
The fin longer. One of his creepier inventions, I must be honest.
Yeah.
Alright, we got a little marker now where the flight of the weenie landed. But we have 25 science, which means we can get our first research.
Yarp.
It cost us 5 science, it was worth every science that we had.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how much those are, though. By the way, which version of KSP are you running?
I have no idea. Let's find out. Hang on. Where is... Look at that. Yeah. That's not what I want. Ah, Steam is in the way of everything. Get out of the way, Steam. No, wait. Steam is what I do want. It's the most up-to-date version of Steam. Kerbal Space Program on Steam.
Alright.
I've no idea which version that would be then. Anyway, yeah.
It should be 0.25.
The other ones are expensive in comparison to the first science. We need 15, 18, and 20 respectively.
Let's see. I would go for that one first. You can actually afford any of those at the moment because you've got enough science to cover it.
So go for the
stability. I would go with the top one.
Oh, the top one.
No, go with the top
General
one because it's got
rocketry.
a different engine. It's got the 45, which I believe is the more powerful. No, it's the less powerful one, but it's got gimbaling in the engine, so it can steer with the engine.
Oh yeah, the gimbling thrust vectoring. Let's get that.
And there's also what looks to be the back solid rocket booster, which is basically the same as the solid rocket booster you just used, but double the size. And then you've got the Sepatron, which is what you would use for to separate stages a bit more cleanly. I use those mainly for aesthetics, so it looks more realistic. But there is situations where you kind of need to use them so that you're like. You know how you'll have rockets where you've got like a single core stage and then you've got like ones going around it, and when they separate they go outwards. Sometimes you'll find that the stock decouplers that are lateral, they don't have enough power, and then those stages kind of fall back into the core stage and an explosion happens. So you'd use those to separate them out.
Yeah.
Right, so you should be able to whoa, graphics artifacting.
Yeah. Okay, so now would be a good point to just save. Quick save will do fine. Because, like you say, graphics artifacting. So we will be back in just a moment. We are back, and we used the power of restarting Kerbal Space Program to fix the graphical glitches that I was experiencing. So we have 0 science now, 0.7. We have a little bit cash, but we may as well hit the mission control up and find out what jobs we have available. Missions. So we've got to test the Mk2 radial mount parachute, which expires in a day, 5 hours and 55 minutes. Test the Rockomax back.
The thing is with these is that you really want to kind of look at what rewards you get for them on the right hand side of the screen, because some of them you get a very trivial amount for your efforts and it's just not worth doing it. What you could do, let's see, there's an altitude record of 22,000 meters. You should be able to beat that one relatively easy.
Yeah, we should be able to do that.
And you get a good chunk of cash for that.
And it never expires, which is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the radio decouplers in flight. I don't think we have them yet.
Yeah, but if you've got a mission to use it, it will unlock it temporarily for you to play with.
Ah, well, we'll take that as well because there is a decent amount of cash as a reward for that. And test the MK16 parachute. Well, that's a decent amount of cash as well, assuming I don't naff it up. I think that's the only other decent one that's there. Is test the Rockomax Mark 55 radial mount liquid engine in a flight over Kerbal. And the other, oh no, there's one more that gets some decent cash. So we may as well test the
back solid rocket booster. If you take that one and use it as your initial stage, because that one's for landed at Kerbal, so you could actually get that contract just by starting your rocket up on the launch pad.
Oh, that's easy cash then. And this one here, they want us to test the radial mount parachute.
Yeah, you could always do that on your return. So once you're in the altitude window, you just stage it, and then you're good. So yeah, let's go back and
let's build. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Now what you can do is you can just take your existing rocket and add to it. So if you just load it up again.
Load the weenie.
Yeah, and it'll be the Weenie Mark II this time. So yeah, you can always just I don't know. Yeah, you can keep that on there just for simplicity's sake. Actually,
I ripped it off. Do you want to put it back on?
Yeah. No, actually, go to the one that looks like a crane, which is the structural tab.
The structural tab. Oh yeah, decoupler.
So
that's wise.
Underneath. Now, it wanted to test parachutes, so go to the utilities tab, which is the cogs, and just stick 2 of those on, but put them to the sides of the cockpit rather than on the front, because otherwise you'll block the hatch. So,
like that. Oh, I've done that at the weirdest of angles. Let's try again.
That'll do. Yeah, that'll be fine. And you've got them in the right stage, so that doesn't really matter. Go to propulsion, which is the left. Yep, that one. And instead of adding a solid booster, let's actually make it a liquid stage. So use that. Yeah.
Let's get some fuel tanks on this mother.
Yeah, and use the same again. Yeah.
Yep, use another one.
May as well. No harm in it. And
one more?
No, because this is going to be your second stage.
Oh, so right, yeah, so we don't need that much.
Because your first stage is going to be pushing this upwards anyway. Okay, now, of the 2 engines you got on the left there, they look almost identical. And the LTV-30, that's more powerful but has no engine gimbling, so it can't steer the rocket for you. You have to rely on the either aerodynamic fins or the reaction wheels inside the cockpit or RCS. The LVT-45 is a little bit less powerful, but it's more versatile in that you can steer with it. So stick that on and put it underneath. Yep.
Boom.
And then you want to grab another decoupler from the structural tab.
Structural.
Yep,
so I want a stack decoupler, yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Now then, propulsion.
Propulsion?
Yep. Now then, let's go a bit full retard. Let's grab one of those back solid rocket boosters, which is
hell yes.
Right now
this
then,
is science. Hang on, I need to pull it up a bit. It's a bit big.
Yeah. Right click on that, and then you see how you've got solid fuel and thrust limiter. So you want to limit your thrust to 80.
Oh.
There's a very specific reason why we're doing this.
I can get
it. Doesn't really matter as long as it's in that ballpark area. Yeah,
I will get it. There we are. There we go. Got it.
Now go back to structural.
Structural.
Yeah, and I grab that, and then you see next to what funds you got in the bottom left, you've got what looks like a
the symmetry mode button.
Yeah.
How many are you going for? 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And putting it back roughly in the middle. Yep. Right, now go back to propulsion. And then grab those solid rocket boosters again. Yep. And stick that on. And this time, don't change the thrust limit. So basically, what's going to happen is that They're all going to fire at once, but the ones on the outside are going to burn out quicker because they're on a higher thrust ratio.
Yep, so they'll be all on 100.
Yeah. Now then, on the right-hand side, you've got your staging menu. You see how you've got like those 4 together, and then you've got the decouplers to fire afterwards.
Yeah.
And then above that, you've got the engine in the middle. If you want to drag that engine down towards the other ones, yeah.
So it fires with them.
Yes, exactly. So then what will happen is if you look at the staging diagram, where you are now, those will drop off the side, and then it will continue to fly along, and then on the stage 3, that will separate the last stage, and then the next one will activate the engine, and the next one will decouple the pod from that stage once it's expended, and then finally that one will activate your parachutes.
Okay, we've been given the Rocco Max Mark 55 to play with. Should we try using this?
Before you do that, go down to the bottom right, and you see how you've got like what looks like a certificate. It looks like a piece of paper.
Yes.
Yeah. Click on that so you can now scroll through it. So go down. Right, Rockomax Mark 55 radial amount liquid engine. This is the one that you were just on at the moment. Altitude. Okay, now then, you've got 4 parameters you've got to go into there. You've got to be in Kerbin's sphere of influence, which you will be. You've got to be flying, which you will be. Now, the trickiest part here is you've got to be within altitude of 10 to 14 kilometers, and then you've got to be going at a speed of 5 to 700 meters per second. What can happen is that you might have one of those parameters, but you might be going too fast, or vice versa. So let's try it though. Grab 2 of those engines. Yeah.
Let's just change it to 2.
Yeah, and then put them on the second stage. Yeah, like that.
It's probably a bit high for them.
Yeah,
putting them lower makes it obscene.
Because basically you want to have your center of mass be quite low.
Yeah.
So having it lower on the stage is a good idea. Also, you want to have your center of thrust to be quite low. Oh yeah. Boom. Good. Right, now that's actually added it to the stage which would ignite your second stage. So if you want to press the plus button that's just next to it, that's going to create a new stage. Drag that in.
Oh, what would I done? I've separated them by accident. That's okay, they've gone back together.
Fine. Yeah, it's fine. Right, now then, I'm just trying to work it out in my head where exactly that's going to happen, and I think it will be after the side boosters have gone. So if you grab the number 3 and then just drag it down,
to about that section there.
Yeah, that's I think that's about right. And also, if you just scroll back up to the top again, have a look at the parameters for your the parachute deployment. So you've got to be at an altitude of 17 to 21 kilometers, and you've got to be going, oh god, that's going to be a hard one to do.
That's a really slow speed for that sort of altitude, unless I manage to hit that altitude as I'm reaching the peak of my flight.
You're going to be going much faster than that. I think what you have to do is do that on a second launch, where you'll kind of make a ship designed just to do that, and that alone, what you would do is you would fly up and very slowly manage your speed as you get to that altitude.
I think the Weenie Mark 1 capped out somewhere around about 18k, but for a short while after it was before hitting its peak altitude.
If you say this is Mark 2 then, and then go back to that afterwards.
So we'll use the Mark 1 at a later date to get that radial. Well, in that case, we can just rip these off, can't we? Or should we keep them?
You can take them off. You don't really need them.
Let's rip them off for saving weight.
Yeah. If you go to science as well, which is it's next to
science.
Yeah. There you go. Right, now you'll see you've got the mystery goo containment unit. Now that's basically a science grabber, and it's it's quite vital to have at least one of these or 2 of these on ships, because it's a pretty cheap and easy way of grabbing some science. So if you grab that. I'm just trying to think where the best place for it to go would be. Put it on. Now this sounds really counterintuitive, but first thing to do is the aerial. If you just left click now, you'll just kind of leave that hanging. Now if you take that aerial, and then swivel the camera 180 degrees so you're looking at the back of the pod rather than the pod side, the hatch side, sorry.
Yeah.
And just plonk it down there. Yeah, that's fine.
Stuff it there.
Oh, by the way, something else you can do.
It's doubled it. Whoops.
Whoops. Something else you can do is when you're actually trying to place it, hold down Shift and then press W, A, S, and D, and you'll notice that you'll be able to
you can change the angle.
Yep.
That is some fancy schmancy stuff.
Yep.
That actually helps greatly. Let's try and get it pointing upwards. There we
Looks
go.
alright to me. Looks like a proper aerial now. Now, if you grab that mystery goo containment unit again, and these do have mass, and they're actually quite weighty, so you want to be 2 times symmetry and then have it on either side of the pod like that. So that's spot on. It looks goofy as hell, but, you know, whatever works.
It looks kind of obscene, to be honest, but it is called the KSP weenie, so never mind.
Yeah. Like we said, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
If you're brave enough, anything is a dildo. That's a top tip for all the ladies out there that don't watch my channel, because, yeah, I don't have many viewers. Okay, we've saved the Weenie Mark II.
Yeah.
Let's... Oh god, poor Jebediah. Where is he? Poor Jebediah. Yeah, will we pick someone else to suffer this time, or will we just go with Jeb again?
You can do. If you just go down to the bottom and hit clear, or just hit that, yeah, that'll do.
Let's.
You can just grab Bill. He's
Bill,
really stupid.
Bill is dumber than hell. Bill will be fine. Let's yeah, that'll do fine for that. And let's go to the launch pad and watch. We'll check the staging first, so I haven't messed anything up. So yeah, we start off with that. All of them fire off, and then we separate the side ones as they run out because they're thrusted to 100 rather than 80. Then the test side rocket thingies kick in, and then the separation of the entire lower section occurs. And then we are onto the proper section of the ship. Okay, and we've got everything we need. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, by the way, something you can do, if you find that, say, you are nowhere near the altitude you require for those radial engines to be fired for the test, you can actually grab the 4th stage in flight and then just kind of drag it up over the free. So what would then happen is that you'd be able to kind of skip out the stage for later.
Cool.
It's kind of hard to describe over the internet, but...
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying, though. In mid-flight, we will be able to basically switch the order of the staging if we need to.
Yeah.
All right, let's make an arse of this.
This is going to go so badly. I can already see it, because all those solid motors just going crazy at once.
We are going to make some...
Yeah. I remember to press T for your stability control.
Oh yeah, we got to push T, and we're just gonna zoom out a bit, and I'm gonna get crew report.
Now, something that you will find is that you can't just keep spamming science. So what's happened there is you've gone for science that you've already harvested, and it said that you were going to get nothing for it, so you have to be kind of careful what you're going for.
So a waste of a crew report is what I did there.
Not so much a waste of a crew report. You wasted some electricity, but you can do another crew report when you're in a situation you haven't been in before.
Yeah.
That electric charge will come back to you when you're on the second stage, because the LVT-45 has got a alternator built into it.
Cool. Okay, so I'll count us in this time, but I'm just going to go from 3 because I'm impatient and I can't wait to see what happens to poor Bill. So, you ready for this?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, blast off. Jambalaya. We are flying.
Yep.
Bill looks slightly worried, to be honest. He's probably worried I'm going to hit the EVA button.
Don't hit the EVA button. Yeah, by the way, if you go up and press the contracts button, yeah. Now then, if you look at that, it shows you what parameters you've got, and it's showing you you've managed to get the solid rocket booster one done. But if you scroll down to that one, the one with the Mark 55 radial engine, you'll see the parameters that you've got to get to there. So actually, press space twice now. Just do it now. There you go, you've done it.
There we go.
Now then, start pitching over with the D button.
How far should I pitch over?
Just do it slowly. Press space again and space again. There we go. Now then, pitch over more now.
Oh.
Keep pitching over. Just slowly pitch over. I have, by the way, told you to pitch over in the completely wrong direction. You're actually going on a south polar orbit velocity, which is a bit of a pain, but it's still going to be in orbit if we get it right, which I don't think we will, because I don't think... Oh, actually no, you're suborbital. That velocity is not going to be enough. But if you press the M button...
M
for Mike.
M for Mike.
Yeah.
There's
the map screen, and you can see you're on a pretty high altitude suborbital flight, which I think is probably going to dump you in the ocean. If you right click, and you should be able to orient the map around.
It's gonna chuck us into the southern hemisphere.
Yeah. Those Australians might find you.
Yeah. Who knows? It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be interesting. We've got the projected course and all.
I mean, you've done a couple of things in this mission. You've gone suborbital, so you'll be able to get some space science. And actually, I just remembered you've got those goo containers. So if you press M again, right-click on one of them now.
Let's press M and let's get one right-clicked.
Yeah.
Observe the mystery goo.
Right now, then notice you can take 3 science, or you can take 10 science for actually taking the data. So if you keep the data, yep. Now then, EVA now.
Is EVA really wise, considering it's me?
You're in space. You're fine. Right then. Now then, if you press R.
Wow, we have rockets, little boosters.
Yeah. Now, you will control yourself with W and S for forward and back, and A and D for left and right. The camera will, if you turn the camera, it will change your direction of where you're pointing. So if you want to slowly approach that mystery containment unit that you've just opened up. It takes a bit of fine
This
control.
is terrifying.
You're still on the ascent. You'll be fine. Right now then. Okay.
How do I go down? That turns me.
Control.
Ah, yes.
Control and shift are you up and down.
Swearing, much swearing.
Right, now then. See if you can just
get up,
slow
get up.
down. Yeah, you're good. Right, you're good. Right, now right click on it. Right, if you want to get right up to it and slow down.
There we go.
Collect data.
Collect goo data. Remove the goo data.
Very good, very good. Right then. Now, if you want to right-click on, is it Bill or was it Bob? I can't remember. It was Bill, wasn't it?
Let's
do EVA report.
EVA report and keep data.
Science. Yep.
Let's keep.
You can't actually. You're actually unable to transmit when you're on EVA. I don't know why they've got the option for that, because you've got no antenna sticking out your head, which
no
would
means to do it.
I feel that they need to add like a little a brush on the top of his helmet, like Marvin.
Fuck. Sorry, this is just making me panic like nothing on earth. Grab it quick. Get back in. Oh no, wait, no, grab. Bored.
You are Sandra Bullock.
There we are. Grab the hoses. I got you, bro. We saved
too much space.
Too much space.
No.
Ow.
Oh god! As soon as I mentioned Sandra Bullock, all I could think of was that video.
Ayo. Hoses.
Yeah, for anyone who's curious, if you go to YouTube and search for Ayo, it's basically someone has taken scenes from scenes from Gravity, and then put audio from Moonbase Alpha over the top of it, and it is the most beautiful thing.
It's a work of art.
John Madden.
John Madden. Aye.
Right. Anyway, so you're still kind of going up. So if you look down at Kerbal, it should be relatively far away from you. Yeah.
It's quite far away because it's all just kind of gone blue, but we're still just like a tiny penis-shaped dot. In suborbit.
Yeah,
that's like something out of...
It looks quite suggestive in the silhouette, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a celestial dildo.
Yeah.
Hoses.
Well, as I say,
that's
Heaven is blue, and it's nothing I can do.
It's stuck in my brain now. I think now might be a good time for me to speed up the because we're gonna be going for some time.
Oh, by the way, for the time warp, if you use the comma and period keys, you can change it there as well.
Alright. Oh,
click that, don't show again, don't worry about that. You have to be making a very big ship for that to kind of cause... Oh, right, okay. You're kind of going really fast now.
Yeah, it's thrown me quite a bit. This is interesting.
Yeah, press spacebar to stage away that part of it. Yeah, oh Christ, that's fast. Right, press space again to get your parachute out.
Whee! And that would have snapped Bill's poor neck. Oh, look at that. There's our refuse flying past us.
Right click on the other mystery goo containment unit. Observe the mystery goo. And then just keep the data, but just keep it like that, because when you recover the vessel, it'll you'll recover it with the rest of the ship.
Bill does look most concerned. I'm so tempted to just hit EVA right now and send him flying into the sea. Like the mean man that I am. All things considered, this has been quite successful. I can tell...
Yeah, it has been. It's not been too bad at all.
I can tell my viewers, without a shadow of a doubt, that without your guidance, this would have been catastrophic.
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably be on my... Well, I'd have run out of astronauts, to be honest. That's what would have happened. Would have run out of space monkeys. Bill seems quite happy now.
It's very telling that, you know, in the space program of the Kerbals, they never kind of thought, let's use an unmanned probe first before we stick something that has a heartbeat in there.
Yeah, the very first launch attempt is, let's stick one of us inside and see what happens.
Yeah. There isn't even like a green dog they could have put in, or a monkey.
No. They don't even think about sending plant life into space first to see what happens.
Well, there is the theory that the Kerbals are actually kind of plant-based, and they... which would be quite interesting, because you could just send them all to Juna and terraform the planet like that.
And... Sploosh! Way!
Round of applause!
There we go. I'm so tempted to open the crew hatch. Is it worth doing a crew report while we're here?
Yeah, might as well. You can swim, it's absolutely fine. So you could always do an EVA as well. I think you can take a surface sample as well. I'm not sure. I haven't really dished in the ocean for a long time because I've been just making space shuttles.
Surface sample, yeah. Let's keep that data.
Science.
And an EVA report while we're out here. And get some more science.
Yep.
And little Bill doesn't think that it was entirely necessary for him to be wearing a suit. Well, he's a bit of a douche. Alright, let us recover the vessel. Mission successful. Or as successful as it could have been. Oh, what have I done? Oh no, there we go. There we go.
So
Awesome.
you got a fair chunk of science for that.
7 experiments recovered, 85 science. Total of 50.2 science earned as the result of the mission summary. And we managed to recover the command module, the parachutes, the communitron, and the mystery goo, as well as some monopropellant. So a little bit of money back.
Yeah, I think you probably could have gotten into an orbit, but I neglected to tell you to start pitching over because I kind of forgot what was going on. What you want to do, what I generally tend to do as a rule, is I will start pitching over anywhere between 7 and 10 kilometers up, and then I should be pitched over with the horizon by about 30, 40 kilometers up. So at that point, then a lot of your velocity is kind of going that way, you know, like east rather than straight up. So, because you notice that you had quite a bit of velocity going straight up, so I think your apoapsis was about 230,000, which is, well, quite high. You could have easily transferred a lot of that energy eastwards, but of course we went south. But one of the things with the atmosphere in the game is that it ends at 70 kilometers, so you can quite happily have a stable orbit at 70 plus kilometers quite easily.
So we could have gotten into a low Earth orbit there, but obviously me being special and us being caught in the moment and you forgetting to give me a prompt.
The solid rocket motors are quite hard to steer as well. You'll find that once you start using liquid motors, the liquid engines, you'll be able to steer a lot easier, and also you'll be able to throttle down and cut the engine thrust entirely rather than being, tethered to the solid rockets until they've sputtered out.
So basically what we're taking away from this is that the next mission is the mission to get into orbit.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we're going to call it there. So thanks for watching, everybody. As usual, I've been Dystheria, and this has been my good friend Falken. Say goodbye, Falken.
Alright, goodbye. See you later.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you when Falken attempts to get me to fly into orbit.